So this is about business cards, right? And so here's what I said. Someone posted their business card, and I'm not trying to talk shit on this person. And I'll just tell you, my vote was it's a trope. Like there was various votes, and I'm like, I vote it's a trope. It's been done. So I thought I'd break that out a bit more. But what I said is, for what it's worth, I was married to an agent for 20 years. That's the number one card they got. They tend to not like cute, and it's incredibly hard to impress them, meaning an agent, with clever. Her card, quote, CAA, name, email, phone number, end quote. That's it. Then below that, I said, also, agents don't hit you up. They expect you to do the legwork. Most cards end up in the trash. Just trying to help. So yeah, that's, and it was written like it was supposed to look like a screenplay. And there's so much. Seems like isn't that just like, what's the big deal? Like, how is this even a video? There's a lot to it, actually. First of all, you know, this might be your one shot to make an impression on this agent. And, one of the main things that I got from Sherry was, don't raise red flags when you don't fucking need to. Right? So by printing your business card up to look like a screenplay, you're raising a red flag. It could be just like that. Like how an agent is used to seeing their own cards. Just company, for example, if you're a screenwriter, your name, screenwriter below that, smaller, your phone number, and your email. And that's it. And bye. Nothing in there is a red flag. It's just, the fact of the matter. You start getting into like, let me be cute and clever. Now you're raising a red flag. Now you're making an agent or manager or producer or whatever stop and give them something to judge you by. Right? Because this is reading. It's reading like a screenplay. So you have this much room on your card to try to impress them with your writing now. That's where you're going with this. Okay, so it's written like a screenplay. Let me read it like a screenplay. Already you're starting to get into the weeds, man. Already you're starting to get into trouble because almost nobody can impress someone in that amount of space, a writer. So it better fucking be good. So yeah, so okay, so now, okay, so this writer is trying to be funny. Do I think it's funny? This is what the agent's thinking. Do I think this is funny? And this is helping the agent determine, am I gonna read their fucking script? Based on their card. So if it's not funny, that could be a pass. The card's not funny. It's tropey, so I can reasonably assume that the screenplay is tropey. And by the way, you have a widow. Okay? If we want to get into formatting a little bit too. So is the script a fucking mess? Is the script not funny, full of tropes, and a mess? You're just building up your red flags. You're building up reasons to say no for no fucking reason. Okay, Now you're trying to get creative. And what's the big deal, Jason? The big deal is that agents, this is not a joke to them. There's a fuck ton of money on the line, and there's a reputation on the line, and there's a lot on the line. So if they look at your card and it looks like you're not taking the industry seriously, that doesn't bode well for you. So that card's going to go in the trash. Okay? And I've spoken to agents. It's not something they talk about hardly ever, because they don't really give a fuck about new writers and their little cards. That's how an agent thinks of it. The new noobs, baby writers with their little cards that they think they're being so fucking clever. I'm not going to read their card. And by the way, this video is for my homies. You know what I mean? It's not for the people that would probably be mad about me saying some shit like this and be like, he's picking on him. He's mean to people. That's not who my channel's for. I know those people don't like me. That's fine. Here's the other thing. When you go on to Twitter and you ask the writing community, what do you think of this card? You're asking the fucking wrong people. Why would you go ask writers what the fuck they think? Particularly when the overwhelming majority of those writers are not signed and haven't done stuff. The likelihood that you're going to get some really amateur thoughts back is pretty fucking high. You're asking the wrong people. Go ask agents and managers what they think of the card. You see what I'm saying? And you'll learn that I can't imagine a single agent or manager or producer who's up there would say, yeah, I love it. Here's the other thing. You could, if you're asking that question, has this been, do you think this is overdone? It just screams you didn't even Google it. If you have an idea to be clever, then go fucking Google it and see. And you'll see that there's a shit ton of cards like that from screenwriters who thought they're being so clever to make their card look like a fucking screenplay. And here's the other thing. At the end of the day, do you know the last thing in the fucking world an agent wants to see is anything that looks like a fucking screenplay. To the newbie writer, they're like, I'm so clever. Look, guys, look. And the agent's like, I don't want to see anything that resembles a fucking screenplay. I'm so sick of fucking screenplays. If I never have to read another screenplay ever again, perfect. You're not thinking it through, man. You're not realizing who the fuck your audience is. Most agents don't love screenplays. Yay, I get to read another shitty one. That's not the way they feel. And by shitty, I mean someone you've heard of. Okay? Anything else? I thought there was one more thing. Let me look at this real quick. Oh yeah. And don't say you can't be cute with it. That's what I meant by being cute with it. You know, it's too, you don't want to be super casual with agents. Agents are not casual. During work hours and even off the clock, agents are pretty fucking stiff in real life. Agents are in real life when you go to at work, they're fucking, that's why they're known for being like kind of like robotic a bit. At work, that's how they are. You go to events when they're off the clock, you know, even when they're just hanging out, they still have that agent vibe. It's hard to describe. They still have that, yeah, they still have that vibe. So hit me up, like, no, like an agent isn't going to hit you up. Like in agent lingo, it's reach out. You're being way too colloquial. At least at this level. Maybe the little baby agents speak like that. I don't fucking know. But Brian Lord, Richard Lovett, Kevin, Ari, none of them talk like that. So I think that's it. Just, you know, hey man, if you're gonna do a card, what I would recommend is just keep it simple. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Or you're doing too much. You know, because then there's no red flags raised, and you know, and if you're gonna be clever, man, think about it. Really sit there and, like you do with your screenplays, think about it. Do you just start writing anything that comes off the top of your fucking head? No. You think about like what's the best possible thing in the world I can write, because no one cares if it's not that. And even if it is that, people probably still don't give a fuck. So you're doing a card, you're trying to be clever, you know, sit on that card for months. That, you know, if I can tell if I read a card that someone just threw together versus a card that someone really, you know, sort of, sculpted, you know, and that is fucking clever. Where you see it and you're like, that's pretty fucking clever. You know, if you're gonna do that, okay. But that takes time. So anyway, so that's it. That's my thought on cards. And you know, if anybody has any other sort of ideas as to how to make your cards better, go ahead and say down below. All right, guys, best of luck. Every single fucking thing you do in the industry matters. That's my last point to close on this. Every single fucking thing you do has a matters and has a consequence. Don't think that any of this shit is just like a whatever, you know? And you'll thank me if you get rid of this card, you throw it in the fucking trash, whatever, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, when you look back and you realize how bad that card is, you'll be like, oof, you'll cringe, man, and be like, you're right, dude. That card sucked. And here's another one. I'm almost done. Okay, last one. The other number 1 or number 2 card is, you know, a version of I'm the screenwriter that wrote your next $1 million deal. No. No. Because you're telling an agent that you know how to do their job better than them, and you've never done it. So shit like this, you're not being clever. That's a fucking hard pass. And I've had agents tell me that they've seen some stupid ass cards like this, and it's a fuck you pass. Okay? I'm just telling you, man. Later. Best of luck.